All right, okay. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. EAC International welcome all of you to this webinar. Africa International Research Center, EAC International, is an organization registered both in Ghana and Lithuania in the European Union. We believe with research, education, training, and development through entrepreneurship skill development, practical-based education, training of individual communities, small, medium, and large organizations, we will be able to alleviate poverty in Africa. Education. Currently, the ARC International is working very hard to get accreditation from Ghana and USA to run our online programs in BSc programs, master's program, doctorate program. So soon, you will hear from us. We have our general services and our research. We research into poverty alleviation, agriculture sector research, educational sector research, sanitation and waste management research, environmental research, pre and post project research, feasibility study, finance and banking sector research, business organization research, research into economic development, research into climate change mitigation, social science research, general consultancy as well. Then we have trainings. We undertake short-term courses, webinar, academic training, both online and physical, organizational training, both online and physical, workshop for schools, workshop for organization, panelists for academic webinar, panelists for organizational webinar, panelists for academic conferences, panelists for organizational conferences. You can also invite us to speak or panel your ceremony or seminar for you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, our speaker for today is Professor Emmanuel Tete. Professor Emmanuel Tete is a finance specialist, economist, accountant, researcher, and a lecturer, and author as well. His work involved analyzing corporate organization, macroeconomics, international finance affairs, consultancy, and research. The passion and the interest, motivation in the field of research and consultancy grow after many years trying to find solutions to the many economic and organizational problems. He is the country director of Africa Research Center, that is EAC International. Prof. Emmanuel Tete is the one who will be taking us through this journey of our webinar. And if you have any question, he will be the one to give answer to those questions. However, please note, the webinar will take 1 hour presentation, 30 minutes for questions and answers. And also, this is very important that this webinar is free. That's to assist EAC International to organize more of this webinar. If you want certificate and a slice, you will have to pay $10 or 150 Ghana cedis by our Ghanaian counterpart to be able to get the slice and the certificate. My name is Moses Jane Oyoma, your moderator. Prof, please, you can take over. Thank you very much.
Once again, we want to welcome all of you. Today, we are treating the topic, leadership and management of organizational change. Leadership and management of organizational change. Leadership and management of organizational change. Yeah. So we are treating introduction of leadership. So in this wise, we shall define leadership as the activities of leading a group of people or an organization or the ability to do this. Leadership involves establishing a clear vision, sharing the vision with others so that they will follow willingly. The followers will willingly follow you. So they can provide the information, the knowledge, the method to realize that vision. Then the leader then motivate and inspire others to reach the vision. So leadership involves establishing a clear vision, sharing that vision with others so that they will follow you willingly, providing the information, the knowledge, the method to realize that vision. And then the leader needs to motivate, inspire them to reach the vision. Now, after having a look at introduction, I want us to look at the principles of adoptive leadership. Principles of adoptive leadership. These include 1, ability to navigate uncertainty. When we are talking about uncertainty in the bid of your leadership approach, in the process of your leadership, as you lead a group, team, or organization, you will be confronted with a lot of uncertainties. As a leader, you need to factor into your process, approach of management uncertainty. When I'm talking about uncertainty here, I mean risks. Future risks you are likely to encounter in the bid of management of your organization, in the bid of leading your organization, you are likely to encounter or come across some uncertainty. These uncertainty here are risks. So as a leader, you have to be futuristic. You need to factor into your plan risks that are likely to be encountered in the bid of leading the organization, leading the group, leading the department, and leading the team. You need, at any point in time, factor for uncertainty, which are risks. Now, we want to look at change management. But change management will be for the next webinar on leadership. When we talk about change management, we have 2 change. We have internal change and we have external change. When we talk about internal change, changes that affect the organization internally, changes that affect the organization, like when the organization is embarking on technological change, when the organization is embarking on policy change, when the organization is embarking on regulational change, or any change that occurs internally. Then we have external change. External changes are what we term as external factors. And we said most of these external changes are not within the reach of the leader or the manager because they are outside the scope. Whatever you do, they may occur. So we term them as uncontrollable factors. Uncontrollable factors. Shocks in the economy, like cedi depreciation, exchange rate programs, and the country where you operate, any economic shocks that will have negative impact on the organization are all changes that occur. So as a leader, how do you manage these changes, be it internal and external, so that it will not have a very serious impact on your organization? These are what we are looking at. The factors of change, the internal and external change. Then we said, 3, the leader have to be aware of himself and others, especially those the leader is working with. The leader needs to be aware of himself, his capacity, things he can do and things that he cannot do. Likewise, the subordinates under him or colleagues he's working with. The leader should be in position to know the capacity of others so that he knows who should do this and who should not, who should handle this and who should not. Now, if a leader knows his capacity, if you know that, no, this job, Kofi can handle this well, why not push it to Kofi to handle? That makes you a leader. A leader should be able to be aware of himself, his capacity, what he can handle and what he cannot. He should be able to know the subordinate under him, what they can do and what they cannot, so that who should handle what should be easy for the leader. And this brings success and growth. Then we want to look at the third one, utilizing the organization dynamism. The organization is having a lot of dynamism for the leader. How do you utilize this dynamism to bring change to the organization? Leader need to know how to utilize the organization dynamism to bring change to the organization. One, the organization dynamics create a high performance culture that prioritizes the well-being of individuals so that they can positively contribute to the company. You see, high performance. If the organization is a high-performing company, you, the leader, should be aware what contributes to the high performing. There might be some factors that yield to that. Now, organization dynamics is like creating quality standard. If the organization is not type of organization that creates high quality standard, the leader should be aware. It is one of the dynamics system standard. If the organization is having a very sound system standard that contributes to the growth of the organization, you, the leader, need to know so that you know how to utilize this dynamism for the benefit of the organization. Then we have efficiency processes and best practice. If the organization is having efficiency processes and best practice, you, the leader, need to be aware of it so that you know how to utilize these efficiency processes and the best practice for the positive impact of the organization. These are adaptive processes, principles of adaptive processes in leadership that a leader leading the organization need to know and how to apply them for the growth or to bring positive impact to the organization. Now, we want to look at quality of leadership. Qualities that separate good leaders from the bad ones. And we want to say a leader should be somebody who is an honesty and integrity. What we realize these days in Ghana is honesty and integrity is lacking. And so managing the country becomes very difficult because we lack honesty and integrity leaders. But a leader should be somebody who is very honesty, who is having a very high integrity. And with high integrity and honesty, you can lead organization and bring positive impact to the image of the organization. When the leader is honest, when the leader is integrity, having a very good integrity. A leader should be somebody who knows how to delegate. You should know how to delegate to subordinates. You shouldn't be found doing everything as a leader. You should know how to delegate. There are certain things, delegate your subordinates, delegate some of your colleagues to go and handle it for you. A leader should be somebody who has a strong commitment, loyal to the organization. You should have strong commitment. When you are committed and you are loyal to the organization, it always has positive impact on the organization as a leader. A leader should be somebody who is creative, innovative, who can communicate well, who is having good attitude. All these factors help to bring growth to the organization. So you, the leader, should be found exhibiting these characters so others can emulate, or the subordinates can emulate. So these are qualities that separate a good leaders from the bad ones. Honesty and integrity, as I have already said, inspiring others. You should be a leader who is interested in inspiring the subordinates under you. Inspire them to do more, encourage them. Commitment and passion. You should have passion for the entire organization, what you do in the organization. You should have passion. When you have passion, it is then that you do and do it well. And you encourage others to have passion. You should be a good communicator as a leader. Decision-making capability. You should have a decision-making capability that when you take decision will bring growth and positive and success to the organization. Decision-making capability, very, very important. A leader should be somebody who is having a decision-making capability. Accountability. Leader should be prepared to be responsible for his decisions. Every leader should be responsible to account for his stewardship. And when a leader is accountable, it brings transparency. And when there is transparency, there is growth. A leader should not involve in anything that is having interested in. Whatever activities or whatever project the organization is undertaking. As a leader, you shouldn't have any interest in it. When you have interest, it brings accountability impaired. And therefore, to account for the stewardship becomes very difficult. So a leader should be somebody who is responsible to his decision. That is accountability. You delegate and empower. A leader should be in position to delegate and empower others to do more. Empower them. When they need training, give them to training. Empower subordinates and individuals operating under you as a leader. A leader should be creative and innovative. A leader should be seen as creative and innovative. It should always be creative and innovative. Now, let's look at the structure of the organization. And this structure of the organization can be divided into two, even three categories. We have seen contributing to team member, high capability individuals. Then we've seen effective leadership and competent management, and we have the five as the executive team. Executive. Now, the first two can be sub-classified as the functional leadership. They implement whatever decision that is being taken by the top management. Functional contribution team members and high capability individuals are seen as the functional group that implement top management decision to bring growth to the organization. Effective leadership and competent managers, that category is seen as the middle management role or middle management functions, they digest whatever decision taken by top management, digest and ensure that those decisions will be understood by the functional department, functional group, so that they can accelerate it or they can implement it for effective production of the organization. So we have the functional group, we have the middle management level, and we have the executive level that take top decisions of the organization. After the executive level decisions have been taken, the middle management digest those decisions and accelerate it down to the functional level department so they can implement whatever decision that is being taken at those two levels. So we are still on the structure. We are saying that for the structure of the organization to function well, there must be transparency. Top and middle management level taking decision must be transparent in their decision. They must be transparent in their decision taking. Decisions that will be interest of the organization, policies that will be interest and bring growth to the organization, policies that will direct the organization. Those are the decisions. They should never take any decision based on their personal interest or personal growth. That wouldn't help the organization and wouldn't make you a good leader. Embracing essentials. We said top decision and management decision should always embrace essentials. What it means is that when they are taking decision and realize that they are leading to a position where the decision taking will not benefit the organization, but to a personal interest, they need to drop it. They need to embrace a decision that will be to the interest of the organization, a decision that will benefit the organization, a decision that will have a positive impact on the organization, a decision that will be growth to the organization. Those are decisions they need to embrace and append their signatures on at the top management level and top executive level. Now, they need to embrace clarity. Top management to ensure that decisions that they are taking will be clear, very, very clear for the functional level management or functional level or the employees, so that they can also give a very good implementation. So the top management and middle management should embrace clarity, meaning that decisions they are taking for the organization or for the employees to implement should be something that must be clear. They need to understand it so that they can give it a very good implementation for the benefit and for the growth of the organization. Then embracing accountability. Top management need to be responsible for whatever decisions that they are taking. They need to account for those decisions. Then we want to see the leadership role. A leadership role as a leader in organization. One, a leader is a representative. He's a representative of the organization. Every leader representing the organization, they are representative of the organization. As I have been saying, when you come to organization, we have management, we have the managing director, other managers, and the employees. And we have some group behind the managing director, which are the board of directors. But nobody see the board of directors. Difficult to come into acquaintance with them. But the face of the organization is the managing director. The face, even sometimes some top executive members are difficult to even to be seen. But the face, day to day, you see day-to-day face that speak with outsider, day-to-day face that transact with outsider, day-to-day face that deal with outsider is the managing director. So we said the managing director is the representative of the organization. He is the face of the organization, and he directs the organization. So the leader, one, should know that he is a representative of the organization. So the organization look up to the leader. Integral and reconciliation of personal goals. So the leader should know how he should integrate his personal goals with that of the organization. He should know how to reconcile his personal goal with that organization. What I mean is that the leader should be able to align his personal goals with the organizational goal, because at the type of his leadership, the goal that is supreme is the organizational goal. So the leader should know how he aligns his personal goals with that of the organization, because it is the organization goal that need to be seen. The goal of the organization is what needs to be seen. He should solicit support at any point in time from his subordinate. A leader cannot do it all. So he should be prepared to solicit support. He should work with the subordinates. He should bring the subordinates on board in decision making. The leader should bring subordinates on board in decision making. 4, the leader should be seen as a friend, should be seen as a philosopher, and as a guide to the organization. He should be somebody who guides the organization, middle management and functional management, and everybody in the organization. He should be seen as guiding them to apprehend and increase productivity, to work hard for the organization. He should be seen to be directing everybody. So he's a friend. He should be a friend to the organization, be a friend to everybody in the organization. He should be a philosopher in the organization, and he should be a guide to the whole organization. He should be somebody who inspired the other subordinates to work. He should inspire them. When he's having the vision, or a decision has been taken at the top management level, he should be able to share with middle management and the entire organization. He should be able to share the vision of top management to the entire organization, so they can willingly buy into those visions. As I already said, he should be able to empower the people. Then change. He should be in good position to manage whatever change that is taking place in the organization. He should be in position to manage those change to bring positive impact and growth to the organization. He should be prepared to manage whatever change that is going on in the organization. I'm still on the rule. Contribution. He should contribute positively to the growth of the organization and positively to the growth of the employees and management. He should be responsible. He should motivate. He should be seen as a mentor, mentoring everybody in the organization, mentoring the middle management and mentoring the employees. He should also be in position to help the organization to operate ethically. We say that organization is seen as an ethical organization when the organization use policies, rules, and the regulations to work well. When the organization is interested in applying the policies of the organization, applying the rules of the organization, applying all his compliance to even policies of the country where he finds himself, that organization is seen as an ethical company or organization, and everybody, every individual, every company want to attach himself to an ethical or want to work with an ethical company. So as a leader, should be interested in bringing the organization up to be an ethical organization or ethical company. His leadership should have influence on others. He should have positive influence on others. His leadership should have positive influence on others. His decisions should have influence on others. He should be seen as making a positive decision for the organization, as I have already said. Now let's look at types of leadership. The total pattern of leadership action as perceived by their employee is called leadership style. So every leader is having its leadership style. It will represent the leader's philosophy, skill, and attitude in practice. How he goes about his leadership style, how he lead the organization, how he direct the organization, how he manage the organization. We term it as leadership style. It is necessary to study the different leadership style from which an appropriate style can be selected. As a subordinate, as a management, as you are growing, you should be able to study the different type of leadership style so you can select an appropriate one from it to practice, depending upon the situation in which the leadership is to be exercised and the nature of the followers involved. So we have what we know as positive and negative leaders, or the bosses. Positive and negative leaders or bosses. There are different ways in which leaders approach people to motivate them. If the approach emphasizes rewards, the leader uses positive leadership. When the leader is interested in maybe rewarding the employees or the subordinate to do something, motivate them, inspire them, that kind of leadership practice is known as a positive leadership. But if the approach emphasizes penalty, is interested in a punishment, the leader applies negative leadership, punishment, and at least shouting. That kind of leadership style is known as negative leadership. Negative leadership should be called bosses rather than leaders. When the person practices a negative leadership, he is called a boss. You see, the driving force of the employees is command. He commands his employees to do something. He refused to consult the employees on issues. He takes a sole decision on his own. That kind of leadership is a negative leadership, or we call them bosses. But when the leader is somebody who coaches his employees, inspire the enthusiasms of the employees, delegate the people, he said, we say, and doesn't say, I say. That kind of leader practices a positive leadership. He practices a positive leadership. Now, another form of leadership we have is autocratic or authoritarian leadership. An autocratic leader centralizes their power and decision in himself. Everything he wants to do it alone. It moves in a similar way like a negative leadership. Authoritarian leadership centralizes powers and decision making in himself. He gives orders, assign tasks and duty without consulting employees. He doesn't bring employees in any decision taking, even sharing responsibility. No, you take control of everything. The leader takes full authority and assumes full responsibility. That kind of leadership, sometimes he is so aggressive to the extent that if you want to even strap employees, he doesn't care. Do anything negatively to employee, he doesn't care. This kind of leadership is called autocratic or authoritarian leadership. Let's see another form of leadership, democratic or participative leadership. Participative or democratic leadership centralized authority, decentralized authority. It is characterized by consulting with the subordinate or their participant in the formulations of plans and policy. He encouraged participation in decision-making. You see, he consults in decision-making. In decision-making, democratic leadership or participative leadership want to bring the employees on board. He wants to let the employees feel they are part of the organization. He encourages them in decision-making. He leads the subordinate mainly through persuasive. He persuades them, doesn't use forces and command. An example, rather than fears and forces. Sometimes the leader serves as a moderator of ideas and suggestions. Sometimes he allows the employees to take decisions and he serves as a moderator. This is a democratic or a participative leadership. Then we have another form of leadership called a laissez-faire leadership. Laissez-faire leadership avoid power and responsibility. Laissez-faire leadership or non-interface type of leadership passes responsibility for decision-making to the subordinate and takes a minimum initiative in administrative. He gives no direction and allows the group to establish its own goals and work without its own problems. So laissez-faire leadership, even from the diagram, look at the way he's lying on the desk. He's less concerned about anything. He allows the subordinates to take decision. He doesn't moderate any decision taking. He doesn't direct them. He does little. Laissez-faire leadership is also not good for this economy. It's not good for us. It doesn't help the group of organization, because as a leader, even if you are a democratic leader, you need to control and direct. You don't leave things entirely to the subordinate decision and other things entirely to the subordinate to take. You need to be seen to be on top of issue. You need to be seen to be on top of issue. Then we have paternalistic leadership. Paternalistic leadership. This kind of leadership is normally exercised by India and the United Arab Emirates. Because when you go to India, they own a lot of family businesses. When you go to United Arab Emirates, they also own a lot of family businesses. Now, all these family businesses, what they do is, in the arts, they raise their children to be inheritance of this organization in future, whether he's having the knowledge or not. And it's also having a lot of issues, because one, those family business practiced by India and the United Arab Emirates is serious to see a lot of serious corporate governance practice in place. Most of the time, corporate governance is impaired because organization is led by family members who are inheritors rather than leaders who qualified or who has the professional skill to lead. So in most cases, it brings a lot of problem, and corporate governance practice is not adhered to in those family businesses and organizations, because leaders are paternalistic inheritance. Then we want to look at the last form of leadership, which is transformational leadership. Unlike other leadership, transformational leadership is all about initiative. Transformational leadership is all about initiative. Changes in the organization, group, oneself, and others. Transformational leadership motivates others to do more than they originally intended, and often even more than they touch possible. They set more challenging expectations and typically achieve positive expectations. So transformational leaders are people who are authentic. They have passion for the organization. They are adaptive. They are prepared to whatever changes. They are supportive. They have the charisma to change things and improve things in the organization. And they are very honest. They have the honesty in the integrity to man the organization. These are the perfect leaders we need to. Those who are passionate, who are authentic, who are adaptive, they have the charisma, they have supportive, they are attentive to issues, and they are very honest. They inspire and motivate subordinates to do more, even if they don't want to do. Because of their leaders, they go the extra mile, because leaders are prepared to give them the necessary motivation needed. Then we have strategic leaders. Strategic leadership is one that involves a leader who is essentially the head of organization. Strategic leadership is not limited to those at the top of the organization only. It is geared to a wider audience at all levels who want to create a high performance, a team or organization. So when you are a strategic leader, you should know how to lead people, be it a team, be organization, and you have to be a strategist. You have to be capable. You need to have the capability of changing things, helping to move things, help to assist execution, positive executions in your department, in your team, or your organization. And you need to take strategic decisions to bring what is not there to being. You need to direct positively to bring increase in productivity and growth. These are the work of strategic leaders. So a strategic leader should be somebody who leads the organization strategically, is having the capability to improve things, to bring things that are not even there, to bring them on board, and to be a high performer. He should be able to execute whatever decision or policy that is being directed. Thank you.